Hi, how you going? What I want to do, I'm actually going to talk about the place that we as Christians are going. It's known as paradise, it's known as heaven, the place that we are looking forward to from a Christian point of view. You don't hear a lot of it, but there is a bit of information about it in the Bible. Now, in Revelation, the last two chapters actually have a section to talk about the place where we'll be. And the thing is that it is a place. Cities, places to go, if you like, very similar to the earth, that is places to go. There'll be no sea, we're told that, but it's a place. People will live there in different places, I suppose, and then Jerusalem is going to be there, and then the paradise, the heaven if you like, the paradise has Jerusalem as its capital, and Jesus in fact and God have actually live in Jerusalem, and God's temple is actually there. I think I read somewhere that the temple of God, now we as Christians are priests before God, so basically we are told that we have a very special place. That's us Christians who come on the world. Whatever the reasons we don't know, but we have been designed, we are going to be priests to God in the temple of God. Now, as far as the size of the building, there are measurements around, but I saw a figure there, something where the temple itself will be something like 300 kilometres long or something like that. I'll figure a sort of that. So basically they take about 4 hours, if you like, or 3 hours to drive it in a car at about 100 kilometres an hour. So that's actually, the figures there, something like the temple of God. And the other thing to think about is that Jesus, in fact, was there and he was with his disciples and people around him, and he said, look, don't be worried about anything in this world, don't worry about anything, because my Father has places for you to live. If it was not so, I will tell you. Now that is Jesus saying that where he is, in heaven, there are places to live. That's what I just talked about. Be cities, buildings. You'll be able to go backwards and forwards. Then you'll be able to go to Jerusalem. You'll be with God because God actually lives there. And Jesus will be there. And that's the place we're going to. What do you think? Do you think that's a possibility? You're probably saying, oh, come on, Andrew. No, look, you need to really think about it. We are promised. Peter actually said to Jesus, this is before he was crucified, Peter actually said, oh, well, I'll go wherever you want to go. Wherever you're going to go, Jesus, I can go. And Jesus said to Peter, no, you can't go yet, but later you will go. And that's talking about what Peter, of course, when he had to die, he then would be with Jesus Christ. You're probably saying, I don't believe any of this, I don't believe this. Well, you don't have to believe it, but have a look at that. That's the Bible. I've shown it to you a few times. We go by that. So that's what Jesus said, in my Father's place there are places to live. Now, let's picture God's throne for a minute, because there's a bit of a picture there, isn't there? And John was there and he saw a throne, and there was somebody sitting on the throne, and he talks now about jasper and carnelian, that is very precious stones. So the person that was sitting on the throne looked absolutely majestic, if you like, and then around the rainbow, around the throne was a rainbow, and it was like an emerald. So there's actually the throne of God. Are you with me? The throne. And it looked absolutely magnificent with the person on it, and the throne itself looked absolutely sensational. And around the throne there were 24 thrones, and there were 24 elders. So you can picture that, a throne, a wonderful throne, and then 24 thrones around, but the elders were sitting. And then, of course, there were, let's see, what else is there? It looks to me like 7 spirits of God, 7 torches of fire, so you can picture before the throne, you could actually see 7 torches of fire, and these are the 7 spirits of God. So you can picture that, can't you? You see a place, a throne, a wonderful throne who sits on it, magnificent. Then you see 24 elders sitting around the throne, and then you can see the torches of fire, which are the spirits of God. So that actually gives you a magnificent picture of the throne. And before the throne, it was like a sea of glass, like crystal. So in front of the throne, it's just like crystal, a sea of glass. And that's actually the picture of the throne. So I think that's probably all I need to really say. Ezekiel talks about the same thing. That is a place very similar to that. So that's the place, a definite place that we are going to. I'll see you next time.